know, sometimes Minecraft is a game and things just work, they just make sense. And today we're going to be reacting to a video of Minecraft logic that makes absolutely no sense. It's
looked at various different meme concepts and thumbnails, then you've probably been led to believe that a stone cutter deals damage. But as you can see when we stand on top, that just isn't so.
You'd think it should, shouldn't you? That's a pretty
in around the same time as the
bad blade,
which actually does deal damage when you stand on top. And honestly, this might be pretty cool if we were able to use this to kill off different mobs.
It could be a useful thing, yeah.
Lesson in workplace safety.
Because it might be useful. It's not a full block. I suppose it's just a. I say it'd be useful. It's just a campfire achieves the same thing that it would. So
Number 2, in Minecraft, fire safety is a pretty simple concept. If you got something hot, you don't want to put things that are flammable next to it. However, that's not always the case. See, with the magma block, even though the name might make you think that it is made of lava, or rather magma, it doesn't ignite any other blocks around it.
No, it's not really a fiery block, is it?
Set you on fire when you stand on top of it, but that's weird too. Who knows? Maybe the wood blocks around it are just holding shifts so they don't take damage anyway. Number 3, so you go over to craft.
Yeah, I think yeah, magma should set you on fire because it's literally like a form of lava, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that's
iron tools. But in your hubris, you accidentally make a second pickaxe, so you put it in the furnace. Except regardless of the pickaxe is,
it's like eight ingots and you get a nugget. Or 7 ingots.
Pretty cheap. And instead, it might make sense that the amount of nuggets that you get from smelting an item is based off the item's quality.
No,
you can't tell me that all of that iron just smelts down into one single nugget.
That's all you end up with.
Not possible.
It's not worth, is it? It's not worth smelting things for a single nugget. It's like, what's the point?
In Java Edition cannot move tile entities. This means chests, furnaces, and the like. Now in Bedrock, this works just fine. They're pushing chests like crazy over there.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. In Bedrock, you can push these kind of things. Yeah, in Java, they're immovable blocks. I did not know. That's really interesting.
Java Edition, no luck. And sure, while we have things like Carpet Mod that allows us to tweak this in our game to play around with it, I'd much rather just have this as a base feature. So I'd say give this limit a rest and just let me push a chest.
Yeah.
And furnaces too.
You'd be able to do so much more if you could.
The Frostwalker enchantment has quite a bit of power. And if you got Frostwalker 2 on hand, then you can tame some of the biggest oceans and put them in your control. And while that's all well and good, don't expect to show that same kind of dominion on a waterlogged slab. Because sure enough, even though these things have water in them, it's in the name,
anything waterlogged you can't do, yeah.
Now,
which makes sense because what would you do? Like it turns you can't have an ice logged block, can you? Like there's ice part somewhere else. So you know what? I'm gonna give it to Minecraft. That makes sense, even though it should technically freeze if it was in real life. Anyway,
see why this happens.
I can see both sides.
I think it would be pretty cool to see some ice stairs.
It would be cool though if you could do that.
Playing around with. Number 6. Now, one of the cool features in Minecraft is that if you throw an instant health potion on a zombie, it actually hurts them instead of heals them. And
it's like reverse
for an instant damage potion. But following that train of logic, wouldn't it make sense if regeneration instead worked as poison on undead mobs?
Yeah, they should swap as well, I guess.
Worse, this would somewhat make witches into healers when they throw out their poison potions.
That would be a clever way to do it, yeah.
The next time you see a team synergy in the dark. Number 7.
Trainwreck.
Minecraft has been around for a while, so as that goes, many features have been added in and then just sort of forgotten. And chief among those has to be the furnace minecart trains. As you can see,
I mean, they do have the uses to the old furnace minecart every now and again.
Directions without disconnecting. Honestly, I'm amazed it's still in the game. While I doubt that Mojang will ever take a look back into the old piece of code this is lying in, until that happens, I guess we'll just have to keep up the hype train. Number 8. Anyone who's ever got stuck in a cobweb knows that these things are an absolute pain to go through.
They are.
And not just for us, but for most entities in the game. Except, of course, projectiles. Yeah, for some reason, arrows and such are able to go through these things without fail.
Oh yeah, they can, can't they? I forgot about that.
It does make cave spiders a lot easier to take out.
Yeah, like any item you throw, like that wouldn't, but like projectiles, straight through.
Now, if you've ever been outside in a winter wonderland, then you definitely know that snow is pretty good at falling from the sky.
It's the face of it. So let's skip the story. Looks like.
In which case, I guess it's never gonna fall at all. Now, this is another case where Java Edition is actually different.
Yeah, Bedrock Edition, it wouldn't break, it would fall, wouldn't it?
Snow layers actually do fall when they're affected by gravity.
Yeah.
And when you see how it works there, it makes sense. And it would look a whole lot nicer than just floating snow in the sky. Trust me.
Although, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm too used to Java's snow now.
Hay bales could actually dampen your fall damage. But that being said, hay isn't the only soft block we got in Minecraft. Which is why it's weird that other blocks such as sponge, snow, and wool don't dampen your fall damage.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Like they are soft like hay bales.
A block of snow or wool than anything to do with wheat. The sound effects for these blocks already sound so much softer than other options. I think it's just a natural evolution of the game.
I think they should do it. Yeah, that'd be a good thing to add.
Talk about it, but if you actually crunch the numbers, Minecraft is ripping you off. If you look at it, it takes 6 planks to craft 4 stairs, even though a stair is 3/4 of a block. Where the extra parts go, I just don't know. I guess Steve is a bit of a wasteful person. And while again...
Yeah, it does, the stairs are like that, but then it's weird that it's more efficient to use a stone cutter for, like, obviously the stone blocks to get stairs, like the ones you can use in a stone cutter, but for wood, you want to make wooden stairs, you just got to accept this, you're going to lose a few blocks for some reason.
The stone cutter does dampen this blow. That's not an option for any wood items. And folks,
okay.
There's nothing I like
it just said what I said.
Stolen out of my hard-earned materials. Number 12. Now, one of the many different features for a dispenser is that it's able to place pumpkins. Granted, the intended use
we can
here
place
is that
them.
it's supposed to make a snow golem,
I
but
don't
using a
remember if
trick
I remember
like this,
that.
we can just have it straight up place the pumpkin, which is cool, but it begs the question, why can't it place other blocks? Something makes me feel like the dispenser's being held back by Mojang. So, for the time being, I guess I'll just
imagine if you could make it so that it could do the box, but I didn't realize it could actually place pumpkins, which is an interesting one. Yeah, it would be. I can place. Yeah, we know we can place shulker boxes. Come on, SP, use your brain. But yeah, pumpkins. That's cool. If you could do all blocks, imagine if there was, or even just some new device that could place any block. That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be really useful.
Those work too.
It doesn't.
Number 13. When the 1.14 update rolled around, Mojang added in a chunk of different workstations. But now there were a few updates past that, it turns out that the Fletching Table is still the only table that doesn't have a purpose.
Yeah! They've still never added a function to the Fletching Table. Forgot about that. Like, it's like they had something planned, and then they changed their mind, and then they still haven't really come up with a proper idea for it. Yeah, you can use any workstation for its job, for its function, except for a Fletching Table. I forgot about that.
Employ the villagers.
I mean, and it's one of the most useful ones, because to get arrows and get emeralds from sticks is amazing.
Variants of arrows in this actual block. And that seems like a weird missed opportunity. At least until Mojang or the community can figure out what the heck this is supposed to do.
There's got to be something. He doesn't know. The Fletcher, it's his job.
Nether bricks have gotten more and more variations to play around with.
Oh, I forgot about that. Hold on a second. I forgot about this, the chiseled nether brick. Look at that. Zoom right in. It looks good, does the chiseled one next to the fence. And I never use it. I should use that more. Yeah, just forgot it existed.
To play around with, which is good. It helps break up the monotony. But while that makes sense, I can't for the life of me find out why a cracked nether brick doesn't actually appear in a
I didn't know.
I mean, these places...
I didn't know there was cracked. Yeah, they should... I mean, they did the nether update, but I feel like they should kind of... They should have revamped fortresses a little bit, just made them a little bit more going on. Maybe use some red nether brick, cracked nether brick. Yeah, I didn't even know cracked nether brick was in either.
By the fact that we have to smelt
I'm learning things today.
To actually make these. Clearly, heat is the defining feature, and there's nowhere you're gonna find more heat than in the nether.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Composters in and of themselves are kind of a ripoff. I mean, to put in all this plain material and just get one bone meal, it seems like a raw deal.
Yeah.
But while that's a different discussion for another day, what's actually weirder is that you can't compost bamboo. Now, folks, in real life, bamboo can absolutely be composted.
Yeah, why can you compost
but here,
anything?
No, it's just panda food.
But you can't compost bamboo. I wonder if it's because bamboo's too easy. Can you compost kelp? I'm not even sure if you can compost kelp. You might be able to, but maybe bamboo's just too easy to get. I don't know.
To get you bone meal,
it should be compostable.
Number 16. Now, if you've ever taken a visit over to the end, then you know that Obsidian and the Ender Dragon get along just great. But while that's all well and good, it doesn't quite make sense that an Ender chest, which is literally a chest made of obsidian, is able to be broken by the Ender Dragon.
Wait, what? I did not know that Ender chests can be broken by the Ender Dragon. I thought they were like a unbreakable box. I think crying obsidian can't be broken by the Ender Dragon, but I didn't know. Didn't know that.
Once you place that block, it's rock solid. But as soon as you place it in the actual Ender dimension, nah, no luck.
Straight through it.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
That doesn't make sense.
Number 17. When it comes time to take on the dragon, me and my friends like to do it together as a bit of an event. So we go to the end dimension, take down the dragon, and then boom, whoever lands the last hit is the only person to get the achievement.
Yeah.
There are other achievements in the game that don't require you to be the sole person to do it. But all of a sudden, when it comes down to killing the dragon, nope, it's just whoever got the last hit.
Whoever hits the hit,
really,
yeah.
It would be better to see this group effort regardless
Because
such.
if you do it with a bed, if the last hit is a bed, you don't get the achievement as well, which is I guess weird because you activated the bed. I don't know if with TNT it counts, but I think with TNT it would count, but yeah.
So Minecraft has its fair share of prickly blocks. Now when you're starting out, this makes sense, but when I got a full case of netherite armor on my body, I don't get why I'm still getting hit by thorns.
That's true, yeah. How is it getting through?
It should be just as simple as wearing armor. For example, if I'm wearing a leather helmet, I should still get poked on the rest of my body. But if I've got diamonds on my chest, legs, and boots, I don't know why I'm getting hit as much. And
yeah, that's true.
Traveling through these forest biomes, a whole lot less of a pain. Number 19.
Yeah, your armor should protect you.
Really cool enchantment for a trident, but I guess it turns out that the trident is only so loyal. because as you can see, when you throw it in the end void, no, the thing's never coming back.
It's gone for life.
Now look, I get why I'm not able to come back from the end void, but a magically enchanted trident, I'd at least expect it to put up a fight, but as it stands, this just makes tridents a whole lot less worthwhile when you're going around the end island.
Yeah, don't throw it in the end. You might never get it back.
Now folks, it's news to no one that lava is hot, except of course if it's just a few drips of lava, because according to Minecraft, those are completely fine.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, imagine if you took damage from particles. They can't make you take damage from particles, I suppose. But imagine that.
Spent in school, lava hurts, and if you get it on you, it's gonna do some amount of damage. And while this might be more of a pain to add to Minecraft than necessary, it would be a good wake-up call when you're mining to be careful where you tread if you got lava drips burning into your scalp. Number 21.
You can manage to get a little bit of damage. I think it'd be too hard though.
A lot of the same capabilities that we can do with a right click. And while this means that they can literally place and refill water buckets at their own notice, if they're next to a cauldron, they're not actually able to fill them. Honestly, I don't know how this hasn't been added in. The way it is,
yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
This feature for really no one's benefit. It's
yeah, why would you need to put water in a cauldron?
Cool. And it could definitely add some fun machinery to your next potion farm. Number 22. As you can plainly see, even if you've got...
Yeah, but dispensers can fill water bottles next to a water source. Can fill glass bottles next to a water source, so I don't think it matters that, like, the cauldron functionality thing. Like, it'd be cool to be able to fill a cauldron with a water bucket using a dispenser. It's also pointless. Like, why would you ever need that? Exactly. Just fill it by hand if you... Cauldrons are 99% aesthetic anyway. I mean, they have a few uses, but... Yeah, I think we're happy. We don't need to fill that.
Cauldron filled up to the brim with water, it'll never break your fall. Which, if that was the case and you were only able to break your fall in full water source blocks, fine. So tell me, why am I able to fall in this chest or puddle and save my legs?
Yeah, you can land in 1 pixel, but you want to land in a cauldron full of water? No chance.
To be able to break our fall would be pretty sweet, and it would add a new happy addition to the MLG water bucket save family.
It would be very hard though.
Anyone who's ever had to mess around with a bunch of different dyed blocks knows the pain of this one, because as much as we'd want to, we're not able to actually re-dye different dyed blocks.
Yeah, that's an annoying thing.
I've gone over to a crafting table, wanted to take my old dyed blocks and turn them into something I can actually use, but no, I'm not able to do that.
Imagine things like glass and stuff. They made it so it was dyed like armor, but then you'd end up with so many different colors. Maybe it'd get too complicated. I think it would. I think it has to be. I think it has to stay simple, doesn't it? Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to be running out of everything. yeah. I think it needs to stay as it is. But it would be cool if you could like turn red wool into blue wool with just one bit of dye or something. Yeah. Anyway.
To mess around with a bunch of color in my bases, I would definitely love to see this get changed around in a future update.
See, that would be helpful, yeah.
A long-standing tradition of Minecraft is you can actually craft 9 of a different material into a bigger block. And for that reason, it's always a surprise to me that we can't do that with a nether wart block. Lord knows that I can take 9 of these and actually craft them into
I feel like the reason they won't let it reverse, this is my thinking, because once you put it in there, it doesn't reverse, is because they don't want you to get nether wart so easily. They want nether wart to be more of a challenge to get, and I think that's why it's unreversible. Because nether warts would be way too easy to get.
Nether wart block in a crafting table,
but it is a little bit annoying.
I'm surprised as to why I don't get my nether wart back. And I've got a feeling I'm not the only one who does that. Number 25. If you take the time to really study a shulker, then you can very clearly see that there's a shell 1 and a shell 2. So if that's the case, could someone tell me why I can only max drop 1? Because folks, the sad
there's 2 of them there. Looting 3, you should be able to get 2.
Eventually, your supply of shulkers is limited. So either give us a way to get renewable shulker shells in cities, or at the very least, just make them drop double the current amount. Number 20.
Well, they made it renewable, so you should be happy, Skip. That's what you needed.
Everyone
Sleep
who's
police.
Ever played on an SMP knows that one person who never wants to sleep. And the problem with that is that phantoms will spawn, and they won't just spawn to go after the person with insomnia, but rather everyone on the server at night is going to get hit by these mobs. That is a real pain in the brain.
Really?
Definitely
it's not just a person who's not being sleep. Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
10 times worse.
I don't know, phantoms are a pain. Especially on servers, I suppose.
Number 27. Every now and then, Mojang will add in an item, but then it just flies under the radar because it doesn't get used. And for my money, I gotta say that one of those is rabbit stew.
Yeah, it never really got the use, did it?
The different ingredients that it takes to make a rabbit stew and just eat them separately, it will fill up more hunger than the rabbit stew does altogether. So either Mojang
and the rabbit stew isn't stackable. If it was stackable, you'd maybe be like, oh, I'll take a load of rabbit stew, it's better storage-wise, but not even stackable, so you might as well just eat everything separately. But I don't know if the saturation makes a difference. there might be better saturation on the rabbit stew
that these
than
stews
those
have a bit
items
more going
combined.
for them, or they're just going to stay at the bottom of the eating bin. Number 28.
Nobody cares
After
about
using
that.
all of your
If you're gonna have stew now, you might as well have suspicious stew with a dandelion or an orchid, and then you get saturation anyway, and it's like the best one. So yeah, not much use there.
dry out the area for a guardian farm, now you know that you gotta dry out the things. And for that, you got a couple of different options. You can put them in a furnace or warm places like the nether. And while that all makes sense, I don't quite get why it's the case that if I put a fire right next to a sponge...
You'd think that would dry it out, wouldn't you?
Look, these things are hot enough to light me on fire, and you're telling me they can't do the same to Patrick's best friend? That just doesn't make sense. Number 29.
I agree. Yeah, I can say
Armor
that.
has always been some illustrious item in Minecraft, because you can't craft it. But then, all of a sudden, Mojang goes ahead and adds actual chains into the game. But as far as I can see, even if you get your hand on a whole bunch of chain links, you're not going to be able to stitch them together into a chest plate.
That would be cool though if they made it so you could use chains. Would it be too easy? I don't know. The thing with chainmail armor, it's pointless anyway. Like iron armor is better than chainmail. I don't know what the point of chainmail armor is, to be honest. So yeah, I can kind of see it in a way, but I think they should make it so chains can craft it, unless they want to keep it as something that's harder to get. But you can just trade it from villagers now anyway. Yeah, so
only really get to
it should be
use
craftable.
PvP servers. And for those of us who mainly play in survival, I think that's kind of unfortunate. Number 30. Look, as much as I love andesite, diorite, and granite, they're only really useful for the building part of Minecraft. Because even though we classify these things as different stone variants, they're not actually able to be used for things like crafting stone tools.
That's
You
true.
know what's even worse than that? We can't craft stone tools out of actual clean stone. Look,
Yeah,
Minecraft's
has
got
to
a
be
lot of different
cobblestone.
stones, and I think that's great. And I would love a bit more variety in how I craft my early toolkit. Number 31.
Yeah, that would make things a lot more useful if you could just use. But at the same time, I can understand like it's got to be cobbled because it's got to be broken down to then be forged into a pickaxe, rather than just clean stuff stuck together. You know what I mean? That's how I fix the logic. Right, Sprite 0. Let's see.
Banner patterns can be pretty neat when you put them to use in the loom. But as anyone
These
who's
look
ever
nice.
played around with that item knows, it can be pretty easy to lose track. Because for some weird reason, even though these are visual items, they don't actually have a visual indicator on the sprite, meaning you have to hover over. and see
Yeah, that
what's
would be good
moving.
if they could add a visual
Also,
thing to it.
takes
Somehow.
one look at the different banner fix texture packs to see how cool this could be if we had a visual
That would be a
indicator.
really
So
good
for
idea.
Mojang to do it, I think it's a no-brainer. And with that, folks,
That would help
thanks
so
for watching
much.
Swifty. Tweet me at Skip the Tweets, and have a good one.